Liam Lawson's recent impressive performances have been drawing attention, and he might find himself teaming up with Max Verstappen again sooner than expected. Helmut Marko hasn't been gentle when discussing Yuki Tsunoda's prospects, casting doubt on the security of his spot beyond 2025. Tsunoda's lackluster performances and his struggles at Red Bull are certainly big factors in this situation. With the new team principal having experience with both Tsunoda and Lawson, will he take the risk of making such a significant change? What does Lawson have to say about potentially reclaiming his seat after a brief stint of just 2 races earlier in the season? The second driver's seat at Red Bull has been a hot topic in the F1 world for a while, and understandably so. The current issue lies more with the car's performance than the driver's skill, as it's becoming clearer. Max Verstappen seems to be the only one capable of pushing the RB21 to its limits, but even he's starting to find it challenging. This has made Tsunoda's performance gap even more evident. The Japanese driver has only managed to earn 7 points, whereas Lawson secured 20 points in just 2 races with Racing Bulls. It's a strong indication that something is seriously wrong with the RB21. Let's not overlook Yuki's achievements with AlphaTauri, where he surpassed both Ricciardo and De Vries. However, in the grand scheme of things, what truly counts is Yuki's current underperformance. With Laurent Mechis now steering the team and collaborating closely with both Tsunoda and Lawson, an intriguing decision looms. Could Lawson make a dramatic return to Red Bull, especially since he's now closer to Hajar and the French driver hasn't scored since the Barcelona race? At the Hungarian GP, Lawson impressively kept Verstappen at bay, securing P8, a remarkable feat for such a young talent. This boosted his confidence and signalled his determination to excel. Despite predictions that he might be sidelined in favour of Lindblad as Hajar's teammate, Lawson has proven he's still a force to be reckoned with in F1. Recognising his revival is essential, as he's far from finished with his ambitions. When asked about potentially rejoining Red Bull and taking Tsunoda's spot, Lawson admitted, "Honestly, I've been so busy this year that I haven't given it much thought. I'm committed to having some great races ahead. We've had a few impressive showings recently, but just 3 strong performances out of over a dozen races isn't enough. We need to replicate this success more consistently and then assess our progress." With Horne's departure, I'm uncertain about the current political dynamics, but one thing remains clear. Red Bull is solely focused on performance. Marko mentioned that Christian's departure was due to a lack of results. Even though Yuki has shown improvement when compared to Verstappen, he's still not securing any points. Both cars need to be competitive on the track. Despite the challenges presented by the RB21, it's crucial to master it and demonstrate to the Austrian team that you're the right fit to rebuild alongside Max. Unfortunately, Liam's opportunity was cut short after just 2 races. The team claimed he wouldn't improve with the RB21, and since the decision between him and Tsunoda was tight, the change happened swiftly. Since then, Lawson has been steadily making progress, even though he was initially overshadowed by Hajar. However, the situation has changed, and he's made it clear he's not backing down easily. The stakes are higher now because Helmut Marko has issued a strong warning to Yuki Tsunoda regarding performance results are needed immediately. I doubt Tsunoda will receive any special treatment for the rest of the season. He's fully aware that his seat is at risk unless he manages to turn his career around like Liam did. If he doesn't succeed, other drivers like Lawson, Hajar and even Lindblad are ready to swoop in and take his place. The team has made it clear that they expect Yuki to prove his worth if they are to keep working with him. Marko has stated that outperforming Max is out of the question, but Tsunoda needs to maximise his and the team's potential. Everything is up in the air right now, and they are assessing both his strengths and weaknesses. Laurent Mechis has emphasised that giving Tsunoda a fair shot is the priority, but if he doesn't step up, the team will likely explore other driver options. If Tsunoda does end up being replaced, possibly as soon as next season, I doubt he'll find another opportunity with a Red Bull affiliated team. Even though Horner is no longer the team principal, his words still hold weight. There's really no sense in bringing back a driver who's already spent 5 years with the team. Racing Bulls is all about looking ahead, and should a position become available, Lindblad is the top candidate to fill it. This would allow him, now competing in Formula 2, to gain crucial experience in the sport's new era without being thrown into the deep end, much like Mercedes did with Antonelli. Moreover, if Mechis has his say and his opinion carries significant weight, he would likely want to audition Hajar or grant Lawson another opportunity, considering Lawson's impressive performances in 2025. Mechis is familiar with these drivers and knows their strengths, so it makes more sense to stick with known talent. If they don't succeed, Lindblad is ready to step up. This is the luxury of having two ostensibly independent teams on the grid. Lawson does have a slight edge over Hadjar and Lindblad due to his past stint with Red Bull. Although his two races were lackluster, that experience might just give him the insight needed to perform better next time he's in the car. Let's chat about Red Bull Racing, a team known for its bold habit of swapping out drivers mid-season without much explanation, often just because someone didn't perform up to par. While it's understandable, given their impressive roster of available talent, they need to hit the brakes and assess a major issue, the car itself. Currently, Red Bull seems to be grappling with technical and upgrade problems that aren't delivering results. Their saving grace has been the stellar performance of Max Verstappen. Without his remarkable skill, Red Bull might find itself battling among the middle or even trailing teams. Plus, Max's own future isn't guaranteed. Just because he's committed through 2026 doesn't ensure he'll stick around for 2027. This situation leads us into an intriguing loop. Red Bull struggles to fix their technical woes and yet continues to risk the careers of young drivers, hoping to discover another talent like Verstappen who can master their challenging car. For instance, Liam Lawson's potential return to Red Bull could be on the horizon, but it's a gamble he might want to weigh carefully. If the offer does come from the Austrian squad, Lawson should think twice about stepping into that uncertain roller coaster. Is stepping into the Red Bull seat really an upgrade right now? There's been a buzz around the impressive performance of the Racing Bulls cars lately as they vie for 5th place in the Constructors' Championship by the season's end. People are comparing them to the RB21. The common thread here is Laurent Mechis, who used to lead Racing Bulls and now heads Red Bull. He remarked that although some think it's easy to learn from the Faenza Team's success, those tactics don't quite work for the RB21, Mechis elaborated, saying that they can simply fix the RB21's issues by borrowing ideas from the Racing Bulls because the origins of the two vehicles are vastly different, making it impossible to transfer solutions. This is the reality of modern Formula One, so whether it's Lawson, Hadjar, or maybe even Lindblad who steps up, they'll face a tricky situation. Improvements are no walk in the park, and there's a core issue with the car that they'll need to get used to. Mechis might grant Lawson more time to adjust, but it's uncertain if the Kiwi driver is the top contender given his struggles earlier in the year. Considering everything we've discussed, how would you feel about Lawson taking over Tsunoda's spot at Red Bull starting next year? More crucially, does this mean it could mark the end of Yuki's journey in Formula One, at least with Red Bull's teams? Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts on this topic, just leave a comment below and let's discuss. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and activating the bell such that you won't miss any new videos. If you are into Formula One, you can check out my channel page. There are many more videos like this which you can watch in the meantime until a new video gets released. See you soon in the next video.